Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed. Today, we're plunging into the really fast-moving world of influencer marketing, thinking about 2025. Our mission here is simple. Pull out the key insights, the practical tips from everything we've researched, especially for you, the brand manager listening. We want to help you think about shifting your campaigns from just, getting eyeballs on content
Yeah, getting likes.
to actually driving real, measurable business results.
Absolutely. And what we're seeing really are two huge forces shaking things up. First, this relentless push for ROI. Everyone wants to know what they're getting back. And second, the rise of AI. It's transformative, no doubt, but it's also incredibly complex. These aren't just trends, they're changing the game.
Okay, yeah, lots to unpack there. Let's dive in. And just quickly, this deep dive is brought to you by viralfusion.io, experts in influencer marketing, turning attention into revenue. So this push for ROI you mentioned feels like a massive shift, right? Influencer marketing isn't just about reach or likes anymore.
Not at all. It's a total paradigm shift. Gone are the days of just throwing money at big follower counts and hoping for the best. In 2025, brand marketers are asking the hard questions. What did we actually get back? Did it move the needle? Did it convert? There's the stat, 72% of B2C and 66% of B2B marketers found social strategies effective, which sounds good,
All right.
but only 26% felt they were very effective. That gap, that's the gap in measurable outcomes. It shows a real need for proof, not just activity.
And you can feel that pressure on CMOs, on growth leads. They have to justify every dollar. So creators aren't just picked for followers anymore. They need to deliver results.
Exactly. It's less about follower count and more about performance. And this demand is changing the content too. Authenticity is just winning, hands down. We're seeing stats like 76% of marketers saying authentic stuff outperforms the super polished, heavily produced posts.
That's significant.
It really is. For brand managers, the takeaway is relatable content isn't just nice. It drives performance because it builds trust. You got to let creators be creators, Give them guidelines, not rigid scripts. That's how you get genuine connection.
And that ties right into the customer journey, doesn't it? Because that journey now often starts and ends on social media.
Precisely. 84% of marketers see social platforms as key discovery engines.
Wow, 84%.
Yeah, and get this, 69% think more direct shopping will happen on social this year than on traditional e-commerce sites.
Seriously. More than regular online stores.
That's the prediction. So influencer marketing sits right at that crossroads of content and commerce. It's powerful for turning interest into actual sales.
Okay, speaking of shifts, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or maybe the algorithm in the room, AI. Artificial intelligence. This is where it gets really interesting, potentially disruptive.
Oh, absolutely. That AI frontier it's huge. Look at TikTok, for example. They've launched these Symphony capabilities.
Symphony, what's that?
It lets brands generate AI influencer content. Basically, AI mimicking human creators. You can upload images, give text prompts, and it creates videos with virtual avatars holding your product, showing your app, modeling clothes. It's pretty advanced stuff, generating tailored content on demand.
Okay, I can see the appeal for advertisers. Automation, cutting costs. AI avatars don't negotiate rates, right? They can generate endless content.
Exactly. And AI is used for targeting, idea generation, even dubbing audio. The cost saving and efficiency are big draws.
But there's got to be a flip side, right? What about the human influencers? Is this a threat?
That's the big concern, yeah. Synthetic content could replace human work. It could drive down rates, maybe even devalue creativity. Some advertisers are hesitant, for sure. But platforms like TikTok, they're taking AI very seriously. They see the potential. Imagine farming out affiliate links to virtual faces instead of sharing revenue with real people. It's a major strategic consideration for brands.
It brings up that ethical question from our source material. Is it really a product recommendation if the entity selling it doesn't exist? That cuts right to the heart of trust, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. To be fair, TikTok says they're committed to labeling AI content and doing safety reviews. That's crucial, definitely.
But it's not necessarily a replacement scenario.
Not entirely. We also need to see AI's role behind the scenes. Human creators are already using AI for editing, planning, finding deals. It's a tool that can empower them, make them more efficient. So paradoxically, even with AI rising, influencer marketing might become more important in a world with deep fakes and misinformation.
You need trusted human voices.
Exactly. You need people to help figure out what's real. Trusted humans become even more valuable.
That's a really powerful point about trust. And it leads perfectly into why we're seeing this huge shift in ad spending away from traditional media The core reason influencer marketing is surging seems to be trust. There's a WPP forecast saying creator platform ad revenue, think YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, will actually surpass traditional media ad revenue combined in 2025.
For the first time ever. And it's projected to more than double by 2030.
While traditional ad spending is shrinking, like 54% of marketers plan to cut back there.
That's right. And it connects directly to this trust deficit. Edelman's Trust Barometer shows trust in traditional ads has plummeted. It went from 50% down to like 30% in 15 years.
Ouch. So who do people trust?
Each other. Family, friends, neighbors. And influencers, through these sort of unique relationships they build, have become like those trusted friends for their audiences. For a brand manager, that's gold.
You're talking about that parasocial relationship idea, right? That one-sided connection where the audience feels like they know the person.
Yeah, exactly. It's like an illusion of friendship. Influencers foster it by sharing their daily lives, their routines, their vulnerabilities, even just responding in real time. That constant exposure builds this bond, makes their opinion feel personal, authentic, not just like a paid ad. That's why recommendations from them actually land.
And the data backs that up.
Oh, yeah. Something like 35% of teens go on social media daily, mainly to see influencer content. And studies show people are way more likely to act on an influencer recommendation than one from a brand or even a traditional celebrity. That trust drives action.
Okay, so if trust and authenticity are key, it makes sense why micro and mid-tier creators are becoming so important.
Hugely important. 73% of brands prefer working with them now. Why? Because they nail that engagement to cost ratio.
Wait, give me some numbers on that.
Okay, so micro creators, their median CPM that's cost per 1,000 views is around $119. Nano creators might be higher, maybe $211 CPM, but their engagement rates are outstanding, like 6.15% to 6.76%.
That's incredible bang for your buck, especially compared to bigger names.
Totally. And what they offer is this super niche, really authentic engagement. They make brands feel less corporate, more like, well, one expert called it their girlfriend next door.
Huh, I like that.
It captures it, right? We saw Gap team up with a micro-influencer known just for reviewing hoodies. She helped design their new one with her audience in mind.
Smart.
Or look at Savage X Fenty. They're masters at tapping into internet lore, those inside jokes, memes, community stuff that only real insiders get. They build campaigns around inclusivity that feel totally seamless and authentic because they understand the audience. It's about leveraging that deep understanding, not just follower numbers.
You're listening to The Deep Dive. And just a reminder, this deep dive is brought to you by viralfusion.io, experts in influencer marketing, turning attention into revenue.
Okay, so we've talked ROI, AI, trust. But what does this all mean practically? For you, the brand manager listening, how do you turn these insights into action? Let's get into the playbook. Right. Let's talk strategy. You know, people used to complain about manual sourcing, inconsistent messaging, struggling to measure performance, like it was just part of the deal.
Yeah, the cost of doing business in influencer marketing.
Exactly. But the market's grown up. Those aren't acceptable pain points anymore. There are robust solutions now to tackle those head on, make your campaigns way more efficient.
So one key strategy for 2025 seems to be algorithm proofing campaigns, making them resilient, right? So they work no matter how the platforms change things up.
Precisely. Evergreen strategies. Two big tactics here. First, boosting influencer content. Use paid amplification. Increase the reach, drive consistent results, get more life out of that great content.
Makes sense. Extend its value. What's the second?
Content licensing. Get the rights to reuse the best performing creator content across all your channels, paid, owned, earned, no legal headaches. Focus on longevity, scalable ROI, not just one-off hits.
Okay, but here's a tricky one. Balancing that authenticity we talked about with the need for brand control. High production value can kill trust if it feels fake.
It's a total tightrope walk, isn't it? You need the message aligned, but you don't want robotic content.
So how do you find that sweet spot?
It comes down to process. Thoughtful briefing, empower the creator. Creative guardrails don't stifle them, regular feedback loops, and reliable tracking. It's about building an ecosystem where content feels native, not forced.
Got it. And in terms of what content works best, any specific formats winning right now?
Yeah, the data points to a few leaders. Instagram Reels seem to have the highest engagement, making up like 30% of creator content. Average cost per engagement, or CPE, around $2.65.
Okay, Reels are strong.
Instagram posts are still solid for lifestyle stuff, about $1.52 average CPE. TikTok videos, great for discovery, product demos, though the CPE is higher, maybe $14.61 on average.
And Pinterest, often overlooked.
Definitely shouldn't be. Fantastic for evergreen content. Trends last twice as long there. Good engagement, around 4.7%, and CPMs about $3.50. So clear pointers there for where to allocate budget depending on goals.
And managing all this.
Yeah.
Influencer marketing platforms seem crucial for simplifying and scaling.
Absolutely critical. Top teams are using them. They offer curated networks, automated workflows, real-time analytics tied directly to business KPIs, not just vanity metrics. Centralized content management. It just reduces friction and lets you focus on results.
And AI is woven into these platforms now too, right? Not just for synthetic content, but for the whole workflow.
Oh yeah, it's baked into every layer. AI for discovering the right creators, optimizing pricing, predicting performance, automating reports.
And brands are adopting this.
Massively. 92% are already using AI or are open to using it for these workflow tasks. It's becoming standard toolkit for brand managers.
What about budgets overall? Are brands investing more here?
The trend is definitely up. 80% of brands either maintain or increase their influencer budgets in 2025. And almost half, 47%, increase them by 11% or more. The advice: focus on long-term creator partnerships, bundled deliverables. It offers better value, more consistency than just one-offs.
And when measuring that ROI, look beyond likes.
Definitely. Shares, saves, replies, those are the metrics replacing likes. They show real engagement, real impact for your brand. That's the signal you want.
One last point, what about smaller businesses? Is this game just for the big players?
Not at all. That's a key insight. Often, local celebrities or hyper-niche creators can outperform global stars because they have that deep cultural relevance, that audience affinity. It's about authentic alignment, not just fame. Great potential there.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the influencer marketing landscape in 2025. It's mature, it's ready for brands serious about measurable ROI, smart use of AI.
And most importantly, building those authentic relationships grounded in trust.
For brand managers, that really feels like the core roadmap.
It truly is. We're seeing the rise of creator media empires. This isn't just advertising, it's long-term brand building through genuine connection. A massive opportunity.
Absolutely. So maybe the final thought for you, the listener, is this. If the future of marketing really does follow trust, more than just money, how might you fundamentally rethink your brand's presence, your partnerships? How can you foster those deeper, authentic connections that even sophisticated AI can't truly replicate? Lots to think about there. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. And remember, this deep dive was brought to you by viralfusion.io, experts in influencer marketing, turning attention into revenue.